Hi everyone, I hope you are doing good. So today we will take a new DSA questions, that is longest substring without repeating characters. This is common questions which is asked in some of the interviews, right? And recently it got asked into the this Oracle interview. So this question looks simple, right? But it is not that much simple because they ask the interviewer asks you to optimize it, right? You can go with like simple approaches, you can go with order of n square, but then if he or she asks you to basically optimize it, right, in terms of the memory or in terms of the time complexity, then it becomes little bit tricky, right? So that is what, and I have multiple approaches with for this question, so I thought let's discuss it with you. So let's understand the question first and then we will try to solve it, right? So the question is, there will be one string input given. So for example here, the input string is A, B, then C, then B, C, B, and B. So this is the input string which is given to you. Now you have to find a substring, right? Substring which is non-repeating characters. We should have non-repeating characters basically, or you can say unique substring, basically unique character substring you can say. So see here, you can see A, B, C, right? Nothing, all characters are unique, right? Now when we encounter B, then see here B is already there, B is already there in the substring, right? So we will not consider B, right? So this is one string you can say, correct? Or the other string you can say is B and C, right? Because after that also you see B is there, right? And the longest if you find, then it could be 3 here. This is 3 length, right? This is 2 length. So we have to find the longest substring without repeating characters. So I hope you understood the question. So here we found 3, right? Our result would be 3, correct? So I hope you understood the question. So now let's think about the approaches, right? If you think any other approach than whatever I will discuss, then please comment below the video so that we also get to know about what you are thinking, what is your approach, right? So let's discuss my first approach here. So what I'm doing here, so let's take one example and then we will do the dry run here. So for example, our input string is A, B, C, then B, A, C, whatever, right? And now what I'm doing here, basically this is order of n square approach, right? N square approach. Because here see, you can see one for loop here. I'm basically iterating through all the strings, right? All the characters of the string. And here you can see this str.find. Find takes order of n to find a character in the string, right? So that is what I'm doing here. So this would take order of n, right? So order of n here and order of n here, right? So that is why I'm saying it is order of n square. Correct. So basically what I'm doing, I'm taking one extra string here, str, right? And I will append, like I will insert all these characters from here to this string, right? So for example here, I'll take first character and I'll add it to here, A, right? And then I will check, basically first I'm checking, so this is empty, right? So in case of empty, what I'm doing, I'm going into the else part here, and in else part, what I'm doing, I'm pushing that character into the string, right? So I have pushed it here, A, right? And then I'll go back up and I'll increase the I here. So I would be now here, correct? Second place. So if index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So now I am at second place, right? So second place I'll check str dot find s of I is 1, right? That is B. So B is not there in this string. So what I will do, I will go to the else part and I'll push it back to the string, right? So here just add the B also, and likewise I'll add the C also, right? And then see here, when we encounter the B, right? So what I will check here, str dot find s of I, that is 3, and that is B. So B is there already, right? B is there in this string, right? Temporary string. So it will give me basically the position of this B, right? This one, basically this one, right? B we are searching into this str and using the find operation, this find function, so it will give me the position here. So that is 0 and 1, right? So this is not the basically n pose, right? So we will come inside this one and we will check max length. Max length initially we will say is 0, right? Here max length is 0, and str dot length, whatever this length, this is 3, right? So this is 3 is greater than the 0. So what we can do, we can update the max length here, right? So or max length, we can say max length would be now 3, right? And here I equals, now we will reset this I, right? So I currently is 4, sorry 3. So what we will do here, I am resetting this I to I minus str length plus 1, right? So what will be with the position? So I is equals to I minus this length, whatever we have, this one, plus 1, right? So I would be here 3, right? 3 minus 3 plus 1, right? 3 is the length of this one, so it would be 1, right? So now I am resetting all these two again. So let me remove this one. So I am resetting this I here again to this place, first position here, right? Again, and I am setting this max length to 1, correct? I hope you are getting it. I will run this code also, so don't worry. And then again I am doing the same operation. Again I am starting from the B, right? Here, because now max length is 3 only, right? So what I will do now, and again see, when we are inside this if block, then see here str dot clear. So we are clearing also this string. So we will remove this complete string, right? So what I will do, I will clear this string again, right? And again I'll do the same operation from the B, second index, and I will check for the uniqueness, right? Unless we find unique characters, I am pushing back to the string, and whenever I get encounter, so for example in this case, right, I will add B here, right? And then here I will add C here. Now again B, right? So this B I will check inside this one, yeah, it is there. So what I will do, I will see the length here, max length is 3, right? str dot length, it is 2 only, so I will not update our result here, right? And here I will not update, and I'll reset this I, right? Now I will reset this I. So I would be right here, this is 3, right? So 3 and minus 2 basically, correct? And then plus 1. So 3 minus 2, that is 1, 1 plus 1, that is 2, right? So now it will got reset to 2, second position. So second position is this one. So now we will start from this one, and then we will clear this one also, right? This string will also get cleared from here, right? From here it will get cleared. So that is what we are doing. This is the first approach. If you are complete with this approach, then interviewer may ask you to optimize this one, right? Or the interviewer may ask you to, is there any other approach you can apply or think of, right? So let me discuss the second approach. That would also be order of n square, right? There I will clearly use the two loops basically. So here this is my second approach. Just let's what I am doing here, basically I am running one loop, right, for iterating through all the characters, and then here I am taking one extra basically array, right, extra vector for basically marking the visited characters, like this character is already visited or not, right? And here I am taking another loop here, this one, right? So this is from j equals to I to n, right? So here this is order of n, right? And here also this is order of n, right? So total time complexity would be order of n square here also, right? So this is the second approach of the n square approach, right? So let's do the dry run here. So it is simple, right? So for example, A, B, C, C, you can say B, and then B, whatever, right? And now what I will do, I will take I here, J here, right? And we will have the visited array basically, right? So you can say this one. And you know why I am taking 256 characters here? So because we have 256 characters, it will include these special symbols, small, lowercase alphabets, right? Uppercase alphabets, numbers, everything will be covered in 256 characters. That is why I am taking 256 here. And initially I am marking it as a false. All the characters, like all the indexes in the visited array, right, will be marked as false, right? Because nothing is visited till now. So now I will start from the 0th index. I would be 0, right? So let's see, I would be 0, right? And then I will start from j would be 0 here, and from j to n, right? Either go till n, or if you find any repeated already visited character, just break it from here there only, right? So that is why I am adding here this condition. If visited is true for particular character, right, in that case just break this inner loop, right, and go for the upper again, right, and it means start from the next index again, right? So see here what I am doing, this is a I0, so that is 0, so let's 0 1 2 3 4 5, right? So 0 is a, right? A is not visited till now, right? So what I will do, it is false, so what I will do here, I'll take maximum of res result value, that is 0, right, and j minus I plus 1, so j is 0, I is 0, right, plus 1, that is 1, right? So here res is 1, right, and here I'll say this is true, correct, and then I'll go up and then check for the next j plus plus, right, so that is 1, so here also this is true, right, 1, then 2, this is also true, right, and then 3, j is 3, now 3 is c already, right, c is already you can see already marked as true. So now it will go inside this if block and it will break the loop. Inner loop will be breaked, right? And see here, res is like first is 1, then 2, right, and then 3. So how is 3? Because res is 2, j is for example j is 2, right? 2 minus 0, that is 2, plus 1, that is 3, right? So that is why I am taking here 3. So res will be 3 updated, right, simultaneously, and visited is true. Now again we are coming at this third index, and here we will break it down, break the inner loop basically, and we will go up and then we will increase the I here. So now basically I is 1, right, I is 1, and this visited node this visited array will be reset again to false, all false, see here, because this is inside the outer loop, right, so it will get basically reset, right, and again we will do the same thing here, and see here we are comparing while updating the resultant value is res should be maximum or either or this one, if whatever this maximum we will update that with the res, right. So that is what we are doing here. I hope you understood it. It is simple, right? Every time we are just checking for the visited node. If it is visited, then we are just breaking the inner loop and we are checking from the next index onwards, right? So that is what we are doing here. So let's discuss the third approach here, right? This would be the third approach. So here we discussed the last two approaches. Those are of time complexity of order of n square, right? So this is we will do in order of n, right, and here what I am doing here, this is the sliding window approach. Basically this is sliding window approach, right. So this is sliding window approach, and here let me remove this one, right, and this is order of n square, order of n, sorry, order of n, right. So here what I am doing here, I am taking same array whatever we discussed last time, visited array of boolean, right, where we will store the true or false. If if particular character is already visited, in that case we will say it is true, else we will mark it as a false, right, by default the value would be false. And here we are taking, so if you know little bit about the sliding window approach, then you know, right, we basically maintain two pointers, right, left boundary and right boundary of that window, right. If we increase the right boundary, in that case the window will get increased, right, and if we increase the left pointer or boundary, whatever you call it, right, in that case the window will be decreased, right, window size will be decreased. So that is what we are doing here, same thing we are doing here, right. So here left and right, right, we are taking two basically integers here, and this we are checking right should be less than the length of the string, right. So for example we have the input string, let's take it a b c b c b, right, whatever. Now or left here, or left is 0, right, right would be 0, and or max length you can say, here we can max length we can take it, right. And now or visited array we have, right. So for example this is a, this is b, this is c, and so on. right? So now what I will do, I will start from right at 0, right is here at 0th position, and we check if visited of right is true. See, initially it is false because the right is at 0 and 0th place is having the a character, and 8th position we are having false by default, right? Initially we are marking as false, right? So we will not go inside this while loop, and what we will do, we will set this visited as of right is true, right? As of right would be a, right? So a's value I will mark it true. So here what I will do, I will mark it true here, right? And I will calculate the max length. So max length would be max length whatever we have, that is 0 initially, and then right minus left plus 1, right? So right is 0, left is 0, 0 minus 0 that is 0 plus 1 that is 1. So now we have one length because we have basically traversed this one a character, and a is itself is unique, right? So that is one length we find it. Now I will increase the right plus plus. So now right will become 1 here, right? And I'll check this one a b, right? And I'll go up here and see right is less than the length of the string. So I will check here b is also false. So what I will do, I will make it true, and I'll calculate the length and right plus plus. So I'll mark it true here. I'll calculate the length. Max length is 1. Right is 0 1, right? Let's put the index 0 1 2 3 4 5, right? 1. So 1 minus 0 that is 1 plus 1 that is 1. 1 minus 0 plus 1 that is 2, right? And this is 1 and 2 is the greater number, right? So max length would be here 2, correct? And I'll increase the right. So now right would be 2, correct? I'll go up here and I'll check this condition is true. I'll go inside it, and 0 2, right? S of 2 is c, right? C is false by default. C's value is false, all right? So what I will do, I will go in below this, I will not go inside this while block. I'll check here and see. I'll update this value. So I'll mark it true here, right? And I'll calculate the length. So max length is 2, and right is basically 2. 2 minus 0 plus 1 that is 3, and 3 is the maximum number, then 2 between 2 and 3. So I'll update it 3, right? And I'll increase the right plus plus here. I will do, right? So now right is 3, correct, and left is 0, right? Still left at 0. So now we are at here this b, right? So now here see visited of right is true. So what I will do, I will go and check visited of. So basically what I will do here, so this while loop will basically mark all the characters. Basically it will remove the, it will shrink the window size, and it will exclude all the characters till the duplicate character. So for in this case we have the b is duplicate here, b is duplicate. So a and b will be excluded from the substring, and then it will start basically from the c, right? And it will include the new b, right? So here it will be c and b. That is what it will do here. So here you can see visited is true, so we will go inside, and left is 0, right? At 0th place we have a, right? So what I will do, I will mark this a to false here, and then I will do the left plus plus. So left would be 1 here now, and then I will go up and check. Still b is true here, so we will go inside again it, and we will mark that left is 1 now. At one place we have b, so I will mark this false again here, and I'll increase the left. So left is 2 here, right? And now I will go up and check right. Right is at place 3rd, that is b. So now it is false, so it will not go inside it, right? And it will go here, and visited of right is made to true. So now right is at b's place, right? 3rd one, that is b. So it will again mark it to true. So it will mark this true, and max length. So max length would be 3, and then the right is at 3rd place, right? So this would be 3, and this is right is 3, minus left is 2 plus 1, that is, so this becomes 2. 2 and 3 is maximum, so we will not do anything, right? 3 will be 3, and then again we will increase the right. So right is 4 now. We are again expanding the window. That is what we are doing here. So I hope you understood it. This is very simple approach. If you know the sliding window approach, then it becomes like very easy for you people, right? So I think you understood it. No need to go further. I have taken like we have shrink the window, and now again we are expanding the window. That is what we are doing here, right? So I will run the use case also. Let's discuss another example. So this is the fourth approach, right? And here what I will do, so this is also the order of n approach, right? So last two we discussed order of n square, right? The last one I discussed order of n sliding window approach, and this is the last index approach, where what we will do, we will update the last index, whatever the index, like whatever the repeating characters last index, that is what we are doing here, right? So see here, we are taking one array of integers. Last time we are taking boolean array, right? So this is integer array, we will see, and here we will store the index of the character, right? Every character's index we will put it inside this last index array, correct? And here this first loop, here we are checking for the end, and this is the start. So start we are calculating from here, start or last index s of end plus 1, right? So here we are calculating the start, and we are updating the res result value from the res or end minus start plus 1 highlight. This will tells the substrings length, that is what we are doing here. And then we are storing this, see here s of end, so it will tell the character, right? And then here we are putting the end, right, index of that character inside this one, last index one, right? So let's do the dry run here. So for example, a b c b c, so let's take this one only, and see, this is 0 1 2 3 4, right? And here this is start, and this is end, and yeah, that's all. And here we have res result. So now start is 0, right? Start is 0. Now start is 0, last index. So let's take one array here, last index array, right? 1 2 3 whatever, here a b c d and so on, right? So now all will have -1 -1 -1 -1 -1 -1, right? So now what we will do, we will calculate the start. So end is 0, right? And here start is 0, last index of end, right? S of end, s of 0, s of 0 is a, so s of 0 is a, age value would be -1, -1 plus 1, that is 0, right? Last index of 0, that is basically it would be -1, right? So see here also, right? So it would be -1, so 0 comma -1, so 0 is the maximum, right? So start will be 0 only, so start would be 0, and then I will calculate the res. So res is 0, end minus start, so end is 0 minus 0, that is 0, plus 1, that is 1, right? So here res would becomes 1, right? And here last index of s of end, that is a, s of a is we will store the end is 0. So what I will do, I will basically store 0 here, right? And again I'll increment the end plus plus, so I'll go here and check for this one. Here again I will do the same thing here, and start will become 0 only here, right? Start will 0, this is 0, this is 1, right? And then end I will calculate, so end is 1 minus 0 plus 1, that it becomes 2 here, correct? And here last index of this s of end, that is 1, so s of 1, that is b, so b's index I will say it would becomes basically 1, right? End is 1, so it will become 1, so here it becomes 1, right? And I will go up and I will increment the end plus plus, so it will 2, right? So now start is 0, last index of s of 2, s of 2, that is basically c here, right? So c is having -1 plus 1, that is 1, sorry 0, last index of 0, that is that is having -1, right? And it is 0, so start would be 0 only, right? And here let's calculate the res again now. So res is 2, and end is 2 minus 0 plus 1, that is 3. So 2 and 3 is maximum, so let's update it 3, right? And then last index of 2, that is c, becomes the end is 2. So now it will become this will get updated to 2, right? Correct. and now what I will do, I will go up and I will increase the end plus plus. So now end becomes 3, right? End becomes 3, and here we will check start again. I will check start, I will update the start again. So start is 0, the last index of b is 1, right? And 1 plus this is 1 plus 1, that is 2, 2 comma 0, who is the maximum? 2 is the maximum, right? So start would become 2 now. So start will directly become 2 here, right? So basically what it is doing now, start becomes 2 directly, means this becomes start now, because b is already there and that we encounter duplicate, right? So 2 becomes start here. And now calculate the this res here. So res is 3, and the end is 3 minus 2 plus 1, that is 2, right? So 3 is the maximum, so it will not get updated, it will keep 3 only, right? And then update the index here. So end is 3, right? And s of 3 is b, so here b's place we will update, the index is 3, right? So it will becomes 3 here. So see, you notice we have updated this 1 to 3 here, right? So basically in this array we are holding the last index of the character, that is what we are doing, right, every time. And then again now end becomes, now what we will do, we will go up and end, we will increment the end. So now end is basically 4, right? End becomes 4 here, right? C, and then we will update the start here. Start is 0, and then last index of s of end. So s of end is 4, 4 is c, s of c, that is having 2, right? So here last index of 2 is c is 2, right? So this one 2, right? And then 2 plus 1, that is 3, and here start is 2, so it becomes 3 here, right? And then res is having 3, and is 4 minus 3 plus 1, that is 2, so it will be 3 only, right? We will know because 2 is less than 3. And then here last index we will update, so s of end is 4 c, so here this index also will get updated here with the this 4, right? So let me update it, it will become 4, right? So last index of c is 4, right? And then we will go up and we will increment this 4 to 5. So length is 4 only, so we will coming out of this loop and we are returning the result here, and result is 3 here, right? So that is how we are getting the result, right? So I have discussed with you 4 approaches: simple approach, then a 2 loop approach, right? First one we are using the 1 loop plus the find operation, right? And we are resetting the index of I, right? And again we are basically iterating through all the characters. The second, we are using the 2 loop. The third one, sliding window, and the fourth one, this one, last index approach, right? So let's have a look into the C++ code. We will run the use case and then we will conclude this session. So this is the code here. This is the first approach, right? We have discussed. And then this is the second approach. We are using 2 loop here, right, with the visited array. And then the third sliding window approach I have implemented here, right? We have here visited, and then we have a left and right to maintain the window. If we increase the, if the character is repeated, move the left pointer to the right and the mark visited character as a false, right? We are removing basically the character from the substring until the repeating character is no longer part of the current window. That is what we are doing. I have discussed with you, right? Here this while loop is used to shrink the sliding window, right? And here right plus plus, we are increasing the window size. That is what we are doing here. And the last solution, that is the last index of each character, that is what we are storing in the last index array, this vector, right? Initially we initialize this vector with the -1, correct? And every time we will calculate the starting point, and we will every time calculate the result, right? What is the maximum length at that position, we will calculate here. And here every time we will update the last index of the each character. That is what we are doing. So let me run this one. So it is asking for the input, so let's take one input here. So for example, a b c b c a b c, right? Whatever, right? Here, so see here, all four approaches are giving the same result, 4, correct? So I hope you understood it. Yeah, that's all for today. See you next time. Till then, keep learning and keep exploring.